So I seen this the other day, and this is to do with pennies. Now, there's no pennies in Cavan, of course. Many people want it. But, pennies in Dublin and stuff. So 100 jobs are gone. And again, these are Irish workers, majority probably Irish workers. Majority of people who work in pennies are Irish people. But again, 100 jobs gone. But they're going to, it'd be different if the company was shutting down, right, and they're closing up shop for good. But it's not even that, they're outsourcing it to India. And it's funny how we don't hear the left, the Labour Party, saying how dare they do this and stuff like that. Because let's be fair, these jobs should be staying in Ireland, let's put it that way, instead of going and giving it to India. And again, the workers, I wouldn't mind, these 100 workers that work in India, I'd be working for maybe 50 cents a day, something like that, in European money, in Irish money. 50 cents, maybe €2 a day in Irish money, in euro. But you don't hear the left. It's funny how you don't hear the Labour Party, the Social Democrats, saying how dare they do this for people, like pretty much child labour, what they do in India. People working for nothing. But you don't hear much from the left about that, about tolerance and stuff. But long story short, we should not be allowing these goods to come into the country when they do come in, because again, they've been outsourced to India, but they will come into Ireland. We shouldn't allow it. We should be allowing goods that are made in Ireland stay in Ireland, but making local jobs pretty much instead of outsourcing. But again, this is the idea of the West nowadays. They want people to work for nothing. They want people to come from the third world to work for nothing, and that's what we're seeing in Ireland at the moment. They're bringing in tons of people because they work for little or to nothing, and then the only Irish Joe doesn't get a job in the first place. Second of all, his wage is lower because people are working for literally nothing, or willing to work for literally nothing. But it doesn't make any sense. But again, what I would say to you is, this shouldn't be allowed to happen, first of all. Any company that's operating in Ireland shouldn't be outsourcing jobs to any other country but Ireland. And if I was the Taoiseach at the moment, I'd be saying we'd be putting a big tax on it. If you come into, if you say pennies, for example, this now after this, I'd be putting a big tax on it, about 5% on every good that comes in, that they would have to pay pennies in tax to the state. And I would give a tax reduction. Say the Irish government, if they had any brain, they would come along and say, if you produce it in Ireland, we give you a huge tax reduction. If you make Irish jobs, if you produce Irish and you get Irish jobs going. But no, not a word about it. But again, these people are working for little to nothing in India and China and stuff. And at the end of the day too, the environmental impact too, because we talk about the climate change and the environment and stuff. These workshops in India don't even come close. If we talk about the environment, we'll give out about a few people on tough here. The workshops in India and China and stuff like that, they don't have the same working standards, the same, kind of safety standards too, not even that. But the same environmental standards, they just burn things and stuff like that. Over here, you can't do it, you have to recycle it and stuff like that. Say different waste and stuff from producing clothes, whatever. But over there, it's just burn it. Throw it out, over here it's more recycled, it's more environmentally friendly and stuff. But again, all that, nobody seems to care. As long as pennies is getting it on the cheap and don't have to pay people much money, they don't give a shit. But it just goes to show you the idea of the West too, that we should be worried about producing Western goods for Western markets, not for the countries in the East. But again, it makes sense. But look at but that's business, I suppose. That's what they would do, but it shouldn't be in a way, especially because again 100 people are losing their jobs now and they're going to go onto the dole, or maybe they haven't get another job, but a lot of people go onto the dole. Them 100 people on the dole, and it's not good for the country. It's not good for the country because they should be kept here. Simple as that. But anyway, let me know what you think. Subscribe for more, and bye.